Hey guys, it's Eric.
This is Glenda.
We are D&D Miniature and Board Games. So, we have played several games of Alone now. And we figured, like normal, we're going to sit down, we'll discuss it, we'll tell you what we thought about it.
On the spot.
Listen, we score on 5 things. We score on graphics and artwork, rulebook, components, replayability, and overall fun. We have a scoring method of 1 to 5. 5 being outstanding, 1 being horrible, 3 being average. Nothing good, nothing bad, it's just an average 3. Glenda, you want to do graphics and artwork first?
Why me? Okay.
Why not?
Why not? Sure. Alright, graphics and artwork, I gave it a 4. On the tile on this one, I know it's dark. I guess it's supposed to be dark, so I like it. I gave it a 4. And all the other artwork in the game and everything else, they spend time to create the artwork, the what do you call that? The design. Uh, so I give it a 4. It's not perfect. 4 is, I think, for me, 4 is good.
I give graphics and artwork a solid 5 on this.
You did.
I did. I thought that all the cards had nice artwork on them.
Mm-hmm.
I liked how when you have your hallways, you have the
those.
dark side and you have the light side. It's very self-explanatory. The tokens are well done. The board for tracking, everything's well done. I was overall impressed. I liked it. I gave 5 to arts and graphic. I'm sorry.
Why not? If I say so, you think it's perfect and it's good.
Yeah. Rulebook.
Is it the second one?
Yeah, rulebook's the second one.
Oh, okay. Rulebook. What can you say about the rulebook, Eric?
Okay. I gave rulebook a 2.
No.
I said it was a little bit below average. We've played the horrible games before. Potion Explosion, Raise Your Goblet. And their rulebooks are usually boom, 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 this is this, and they're well explained. Excuse me, folks. But I found that I understood having the hero and the evil corporation rulebook, but it's not conducive if you got somebody trying to teach the game to people. And this is one of those games you really kind of have to understand as both players, because if you're playing the good side, you can't come over and show somebody on the evil side how to use their map. You have to be able to know it backwards and forwards. The other problem is that a lot of its explanations were very vague. I thought that some things they went overboard explaining, and other things it was like, oh, you do this. Okay. And now it's a guessing game. How do we do this?
Correct.
So I gave it a 2. I wasn't really pleased. I thought it jumped around. I thought it, especially the 2 different rule books. Oh my god, that just made it even worse, I thought. Glenda?
Okay. I concur. We didn't talk about it. I just thought the rule book is below, and I think this is the first time I gave it 2. I gave it 2. I gave it a 2. Okay. First, I know you said Potion Explosion, all the other games. Those are simple games, and we can't, say, all right, we're going to compare it to those games. This has so many components. This has so many moves, so many things that you have to remember, so many, things to remember, components that goes along with it, aside from the fact that you're moving and you have the good and the bad. All right. Oh my god. I don't know, but I thought the rulebook is so jumpy. I felt like they tried to make it very comprehensive, but it didn't turn out that way because again, um, they spent time on this, which probably would be helpful here. But even so, when you use or you put something like that that's supposed to be a reference, when you put too much, as far as communication is concerned, it's not helpful because there's so much to look at anyway. This becomes something that if you play it for a long time, you get used to it. But to start out playing, I thought the rule book, the instruction, it's so jumpy. So
It,
you really gonna have to
it was
find.
like all over the place.
Correct.
Because you
So
brought up your reference
correct.
screen. I had 4 quick reference cards front and back, which is basically 8 quick reference cards. I had the the hero compendium. I had the startup, the intro rule book, and then every once in a while I was having to go through the evil compendium to help you with something that you couldn't figure out or find
Correct.
on there, and we hadn't even dished into the scenario book.
Correct.
So you have 3 rule books, a scenario book, quick reference guides all over the place.
Yeah, it makes it even
It
harder.
needed to be laid out better.
Probably correct. I think they're trying to do is like, okay, if you need this, this is what everything you need as an evil player, or this is what you need. But then again, it's not chronological. But as far as basic game, you could have laid it out easier because these are the things you're gonna look for when you're starting it.
And
You know?
I know there are some things in the hero compendium and the evil compendium that is the same rules. And a lot of it is conducive to each other, where. But it was just if you're trying to, like I said, if you're trying to teach somebody this game, and you're playing with other people, and one person has read.
And then you're like,
Understand
okay,
that
how many
it's hard
days?
to sit on the other side of the screen and tell someone how they're supposed to be doing something without being able to see what they have in front of them.
Correct. And it's not just that. Again, if you're going to use a reference, when you put so much, it doesn't, it's just, I don't know. Again, I think it was.
And you guys that have watched our reviews, we've never spent this much time talking about rule books. So if we're talking about these rule books this much, there's some issues with them.
Correct. I mean, people probably are a rule book guru. You're gonna say, well, you know what? It's not really hard because but I don't know. I see it as okay. They put it here. Like I said, it could have been arranged in a way that it starts from here, setting up just like all the other rule books. I mean, I don't know. So many games that we played.
It kind of goes that way, but
Correct.
some of the rules are just so
I know.
vague.
It's there, but they tried it, but it didn't turn out that way.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way. So I give it a 2.
Components. I gave components an overall 5. I thought they were outstanding. Were the miniatures the greatest things in the world? Maybe not. They've got really good detail. They'll paint up really nice. I didn't have any damaged figures when I got it. I really like the tube worms. The other thing I like is, even though they gave us doors, or standy doors, and I liked them. They look nice. They work for what they need to work. All the cards have a nice glossy finish. All the print on them is large enough to be able to read, and you're not squinting. You're not like, what does this say?
You're not squinting.
And for the most part on the cards, what they say is you have a really good understanding of what they do. The game tiles themselves aren't so large that they're going to warp up, and they're not so thin or cheaply made that they're going to chip and tear. Everything punched out really well, and even with the box, there are different inserts so you can put your tokens in. And there's an insert in the box itself to put all the map tiles in. Everything folds up. Everything in this game will actually fit back into the box if you want to do that. Now, I separate out into different cases, but everything will fit back in the box. It was a perfect 5 for me with components.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
I gave it the same score. I gave it a 5. Perfect for me. Cards, the figures. I mean, who wouldn't like that? And it doesn't look cheap too.
Right.
The figures doesn't look cheap. It's actually beautiful. I bet if you like to paint, you'll paint it. It's nice to play like that, and the matte effect, everything on this looks good. It's dark and yet you can identify it, and the identifiers are there too. So that's pretty good. And overall, again, the entirety of the game, it's pretty good. I give it a 5.
I also gotta add that though it's like, though we put it as a negative with the rule book, it is really well put onto the screen so that you have a quick reference.
Correct. It is. Everything you need is
So,
here.
and as far as components, that's a great thing. As far as
Correct.
trying
As
to
far
understand
as
a rule book, it was
once-
horrible. But
like I said, probably one time, once you're used to it, of course, in every game.
yeah,
after
once
you
you're
get
used to
it,
rules and
you don't
everything,
even
yeah.
look at it. But now, like, oh my God, there's so many things to look at.
Yeah. Replayability. I put replayability in overall 4. I thought that the game has decent replayability. I know with the base game right now, you have 3 different of the maps with 2 different sides, which gives you basically 6 different maps that can arrange in the different orders. You have the room tiles that you shuffle up and you put on, which can be in any order. And as the evil player, you can actually swap 2 of the room tiles once everything is set up. You never exactly know as the good player where all the evil stuff is, and you never know as the evil player where the the hero's going to be going. And you don't know what the hero's going to do because the hero's got, even in the first turn, first round, you got 8 turns, plus you got 3 adrenaline tokens that can give you the bullet actions, which takes you up to 11 actions just in that first round. So I gave replayability a 4. And then you got also the different characters, and you're only playing with one hero. You might get the second as a companion, but that just adds on to your skills. You're not actually running around with 2 different characters. You got one character on the board out of all the character cards that you have. With the new Kickstarter that's running right now, which is actually a relaunch, second printing of Alone, you're also getting more characters and more things that you can do with these characters adding into the game, which will help out with that replayability.
Cool. How many players can play again? I mean, as
4.
far 4. Okay, so you can have this evil, right?
3 Overlord and
Right.
1 hero.
Imagine that 3 Overlord.
Oh my god,
That's
this
gonna
is
be
crazy.
fine.
Yeah.
I gave it a 4. Didn't talk about it. I just thought I gave it a 4. For all the reasons that he said. There are so many ways that you can play it, so many strategy, so many I don't know, so many different results that you can have an outcome depending on each player, how many players, how you set up everything. So, and there's so many. And then again, it's a 4. We didn't talk about it. Same reasons.
It is odd though. A lot of our scores are either the same or close.
Weird.
And
Normally you're like,
normally we're all over, but this one, yeah, it sounds like we felt a lot.
the same.
Well, we had
We
a lot
felt
when we were
alone.
playing. We were having a lot of the frustrations together. Overall fun. I gave overall fun a 3. I just thought it was average. And I think that the issues with the rule books,
Takes it away.
yeah, it dragged it down for me. If you got, I can't even explain. I had
Is
fun.
it hard?
I had fun. It wasn't the jump up on that table, run around the room when I got done. It was like, oh, okay, that was fun. Next. Is it a game I won't play again? No. I liked it. It is a game, though, that it's going to be a lot of work to really thoroughly understand all the rules so that all players involved have the equal opportunity of being able to do well in the game. I think there's just a lot of mechanics going on both sides, and I think it drags away from it a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
What'd you get?
I gave it actually a 4. I like the game. I like the idea of the game. I like what they're trying to accomplish in the game, and that gives it the fun factor. When you play it, it would be more helpful if probably you played several times and you actually master the how to play the game. It would really be more fun.
Because we played it several times and still haven't mastered it. It's like
correct. And I can see added factor, like I said, is more evil players. But the way we played it, it is fun. I had fun. But again, the frustration of not knowing, and there's the what am I gonna do next? What is it gonna do or anything? Just like typical other games that But that's just you can't have that full. I didn't have that full 5 fun. Like okay, but is it something I'll play again? I would. I would be more interested in learning, really, really, really how to play this game well and faster. Because, like he said, it drags after a while. Like oh my god. So, but I gave it a 4. And I think a lot of people who like this kind of game will like it.
Yeah.
I think I really do. Different. Alone is different.
it is. It's a different concept.
Correct.
And I like
it's a
that.
different concept, and it just takes away from all this kind of monotony. Those games that we play. So this is a different take on a board game.
So I gave overall score for this is a 3.6. Rulebook really hurt this.
It did. Because I gave it like 5s and 4s.
And other people may not find the rulebook the way we did. Everybody sees things differently, and that's why we encourage you to watch other reviews of games. Don't just take one person's opinion. Look at everybody's.
And like we always say, that's us. That's how we feel about it. It's not like we're pushing it. Hey, no.
Hey, I'm still back in. I got this on the first Kickstarter, and I've gone for the pledge on the second Kickstarter.
Of course.
So I mean, it's not that it wasn't good enough that I don't want to get the extra stuff and play it even more. Overall,
you gave it a good score. It's just like you said, it's the
rulebook hurt
it.
Overall score 3.6. As always, support your local gaming. We support
Discover Games, Fayetteville, Georgia.
Game on, guys.
Game on.